It's Friday, and it's time for Jay Uso to make that choice. Is he with the tribal chief, or is he with us, the Infinity Equation? Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Hope y'all had a great week. I'm sorry I didn't announce that there was no show last week, but I was just tired. I was just straight up tired. You know, get old, get tired, get cranky. Fix my chair there. But yeah, glad to be back, man. Last week was fun. No Joe Fest. No Joe Fest today. No Joe Fest this year. I probably won't go back to Joe Fest. I'm not a huge G.I. Joe fan like that. So no Joe Fest. No Joe Fest. Joe Fest. No Jose Fest. No Joe Jose. But yeah, if y'all are there, have a good time. Hope y'all enjoy it. But yeah, we're back. It's Friday. It's time for a good time. Robert, here you go with that AOA nonsense again. We ain't starting that tonight, Robert. We ain't starting that tonight. And I can't do it without my good buddy, Mr. Tim. How you doing?
Dante, Infinity Equation, Goon Squad, what goes on? Happy Friday. As always, once that music hits, the head starts bobbing. We had a countdown tonight. That was pretty cool. Got the countdown going on. Oh, we got that big bad boy in the house. Look at that big Irish bastard right there. I love it.
Yo.
Dang. I hate you now, Dante.
Yo, this thing is freaking amazing. I love it. I've been waiting for this.
Is it heavy?
Yes.
Nice.
But it's so much, like, I haven't put it down all week. I've been playing with it all week.
It looks incredible.
He is so much fun.
Is that still available to be purchased, or is it like a pre-order thing that like is no longer out?
I think it was just due to Kickstarter.
Damn, I knew they did Kickstarter. I was hoping they made more, but
geez. This was just due to Kickstarter. I was like, when we talked about it, I was like, I'd be crazy to not get this, and I'm glad I was crazy not to get it. To get it. No, crazy not to get it. No, I don't know. Either way, I'm glad I got it.
I got you. I follow. Yeah, man. Are those butterfly joints on that thing too?
No, there's no butterfly joints, but you can get some good range out of them.
I saw some crazy videos and pictures. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, Pokey says he's up on BBTS for pre-order, I think, for 104. That's right. Yeah, I forgot BBTS probably did get some.
I may have to consider indulging myself. And
yeah, he says toe articulation.
Damn.
But yeah, like, look at that range on that leg. Like, whew, that's a double joint knee right there.
Yes, it is. And that's a big boy.
He is. I mean, you get like the torso, but then you also can turn. You get that twist in there.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at my Mr. Hyde on the shelf for Marvel Legends, and I really like them. And now I'm feeling like I'm going to have to cheat on them. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Honestly, like, this is worth it. Like, for a Kickstarter, it is worth it.
What was the Kickstarter cost?
Oh shoot, I don't even remember. It's been so long.
I was wondering if the pre-order is a little over 100. I'm guessing it was probably slightly less expensive for the Kickstarter.
I think it was. I want to say like the Kickstarter may have been like 90 to 100 maybe. For shipping, including shipping.
Gotcha. Damn, that's a cool looking figgy right there, man.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I got him. He's awesome. He's amazing. If you didn't get him, I say the 104 is worth it.
Yeah, I may have to consider. I mean, it's bigger than a Marvel Build-A-Figure or Hasbro Build-A-Figure, and you're paying more than that for a Build-A-Figure. So,
right,
and it's a better
plus,
quality, I'm guessing. So
you get this little top hat, you get extra hands, you get the extra head, the shirt, like, and the articulation can't be beat on it. So
you had me at hello.
And then I did get my Game Over Spider-Man 2 figures in this week, so.
It's raining figs, hallelujah! It's raining figs, amen.
But I'm super excited for next week because hopefully I will get my Street Fighter figs from BBTS.
Ooh, they'll be nice to mess around with.
Oh yes, I can't wait.
Damn, man, I still have not seen any of them at Target. You know how often I'm there. I really thought I'd see at least one lay-in. They just go. They just go so fast.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I have not seen like any at Target at all.
Yep, nothing, man. I've actually scaled back a little bit how many trips I've been taking to Target. I've been doing well in getting content for my channel that I don't have to go as often. Like I'm just doing more while I'm out to cut down on driving and gas and everything. But I'm still there a great deal and nothing. Not a one.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Let's see what's going on in chat.
Yeah, let's see who's here tonight hanging out with us here. So everybody, thanks for stopping by here on Friday night. Glad to have you here. If you haven't done it already, please go ahead and hit that like button. It's a little thing you can do that goes a long way for the channel. In addition to that, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Helps us out a lot in our long-term goals. First into the chat, Mark Rose is here, Dante. He says, what's up?
What's going on, Mark?
We got Dom Matucciano in the house. He says, good evening, everyone. How are you tonight? How you doing, Dom? What's up, man? Pokey87, happy Friday, Goon Squad. Pokey, thanks for the info on that pre-order. Appreciate that, man. I check that out. Happy Accident is here, Dante. He says, where do we go from here? Where do we go? No. Greg Venstead is here, of course. Dom is doing what all good workers do. NJ Tree, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, sir. He says, I'm driving. He's getting ready for the Toy Con, Dante.
Unfortunately, I will not be there tomorrow. I wanted to go, but I can't.
I'm gonna take like South Park style, the Halloween episode. I'm gonna get a big iPad and put it in a wagon, and you can like FaceTime the iPad, and I'll pull it around with me like you're there. Perfect.
Hey, turn me to the left. Turn me to the right.
Dante, it's my buddies in the wagon. Ted Darkclaw is here. He says, "Hey, friends." Robert Diaz. You know what Robert wants to talk about, Dante?
He wants to talk about the AOA, but we ain't talking about no AOA. We ain't got time for AOA.
Facebook user says soup.
Oh, that's Mike. That's Mike X. I went on Facebook to see that.
It's Mike. David R. What's going on? Good evening, sir. Unboxing Arts here. What's going on, man? He says, let's get this party started.
Yes.
Sir, how are you, man? Hey, Dante Grace is in the chat. Heard he's a rather fine guy. Good dude.
Yeah, he's all right.
Who else we got over there? Striden's here. What's up, Striden? How you doing, man? What's up? Pokey, you said hello already to Greg. Dom said, speaking of Kickstarter, I think Wade's Odysseus Kickstarter is supposed to launch next week.
Oh, is it?
So keep an eye out.
Yeah, definitely.
Justin collects. Hello, gentlemen. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing good, Dante. How you doing, man? Man's asking you.
Oh, you know, I'm here. That's about how I can explain it right now. I'm here.
We fought Canadian wildfires on the East Coast this week. The fact that any of us are here is a good freaking thing at this point. Mike adds, AOA is amazing. Mike, did we just become best friends? And we have Johnny here as well. He says, just get Street Fighter. And you'll get 18 characters of them. And Matthew just joined. I talked to him last night on the X-Files. What's up, Matthew?
Yes. Good episode. Great episode.
Thank you.
I probably wait on Street Fighter 6 because right now Diablo 4 is taking up my life with Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't even played Tears of the Kingdom since Diablo 4 dropped. So, yeah, there's that. Unfortunately. And Matthew hit me up with that great That great video, that reel, all the pre-orders hitting like them chairs in ECW.
That is incredible. He messaged me and he asked if I would get the reference, and of course, classic moment. And when he posted that, I laughed my ass off. That was hilarious. Like perfect.
Please do not throw the chairs in. Do not throw the chairs in. Stop throwing chairs in the ring. Stop it.
It's a good way to get non-compliant people to stop by saying stop. It never works. Dom said that the sky was orange outside his office. Dude, some of the pictures coming out of NYC, I was complaining about smoke. If I lived in New York and looked out the window, I would have thought that like I'd see 4 horses going by with dudes on them at that point, because end of the world type stuff at that point, you know?
Yeah, it was wild. It was like really hazy and like in the city. But like when I left Delaware that morning, you could just see it kind of starting to roll in, but it wasn't bad. And then like once I got into the city, like during the day, because like we just got windows all around us, and you could like slowly just see it like getting foggy and hazy, like slowly throughout the day. But thank goodness I had to be outside until like I got off the train to get home. So
it's just crazy. I mean, it happened here probably like 2-3 years ago. Maybe it was sooner. COVID time is weird, but there were California wildfires, and the smoke migrated across the country and got to us here in Pennsylvania. And it was bad, but nothing like this. Like I live right in an area where I'm surrounded by mountains, and I actually took some video for a toy hunt just for shits and grins. But you literally can't even see the mountain. The mountain's just gone because of the smoke. It's ridiculous. You can't see anything. So, crazy.
Yeah, it's a wild week. It was a wild week. Wild West week.
But the good thing, Dante, is all that fire in Canada brought fire to the U.S. for all these toy reveals we got this week, man.
Man, what a week. But before we get into that, we got Paul. Says, hello, everybody. How you doing, Paul? Machu said, if I had Doom figures, I would have actually went outside and take some photos. And Justin says, I'm down in South Carolina. Apparently, the smoke is supposed to make its way all the way down here to us eventually. It honestly is probably not much now. Like, since a lot of it has dissipated, hopefully you won't get too much of it. It won't be too hazardous for you. Grace said, Dante is so busy with Diablo 4, he forgot that McFarlane got tapped to make figures for it. No, I didn't forget. I just choose to ignore it. It's the difference between forgetting and ignoring. Before we jump into everything, I gotta say I was at Fan Expo last week. Had a good time, and I do have to give a shout out and thanks to the Philadelphia Podcasting and Creative Arts for letting me volunteer with them, because that's how I got in without paying my ticket. It was fun. It was definitely fun. Got to see some great people there. Got to see some old friends I hadn't seen in a while. So it was nice to hang out and talk with everybody. But I want to say like the best highlight out of it. Give me one moment because I forgot to pull it up. Make sure I get this right because I want to help them. They're great. If you're a big Star Wars fan, this is a great channel to check out. Let me see.
And while you're pulling that up, Dante, Art G did a really good video from there as well. So if anybody wants to kind of get an idea what it's like, I used to go to the old Wizard World and I really used to enjoy it. Then obviously that ended. This took over. So Art's video did a good job of showing a little of everything they had there to offer. So check out Art's video if you want to see what went on there.
Definitely. I might do that, Johnny. I might take you up on that. Maybe next year. I can't do it this year, but maybe next year. Let's see. They were up on the creative stage. They were awesome. They're called Father and Son Galaxy. It's actually, and it's really a father and son talking about Star Wars. They talk about, I think they just put up a video talking about Indiana Jones, but they were awesome. And they're trying to get to 1,000. So if you can help them, if you're a big Star Wars fan, you have kids who like Star Wars, they're a great listen to. Go ahead and subscribe to them. Help them get to 1,000 subscribers. They were very well prepared. They were very well organized and put together. Like they were so nice, even after when they came up the stage, because they had a booth right next to us where I was volunteering at, and they were so nice to talk to. The whole family was very nice. I talked to his wife, I talked to him, I talked to his son. Like they were all very, very nice, and they're very in depth with their information about Star Wars too. So if you're a Star Wars fan, yo, this is channel for you.
Father, Son,
Galaxy.
Yeah. I'm giving him a sub right now. There it is.
They're trying to get to 1,000. I told them I would definitely help them to try to get to that 1,000.
And let's help them out. They're at 935. Now they're 936, and I'm subbing. Let's get them there. If you're watching this, give them a follow. Give them a subscribe on YouTube.
Exactly. Yo, they are great. They are truly great. They have some great content. They were on 2 times. They were on Saturday and they were on Sunday on the community stage, and it was great seeing them.
Nice.
Like I said, they were very in depth with their information, very well prepared. So it was great watching them on the stage. Then I met a nice lady, all the way from Florida. She was selling coffee. It was her and her husband started a coffee. I want to say coffee business, you say. But it was very nice. It was awesome. It's called Merlin's Munchies Coffee Company. So basically, it's like Merlin is a time traveling wizard who makes coffee.
I'll tell you what, they're really grinding it out.
Yes, they are.
Come on, people. Coffee grind. Come on. That's gold. It's gold.
But I was like, all right, I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee. She's like, well, she's like, well, here, have a taste. She said, I got blueberry and I forget the other flavors. I was like, let me try some of the blueberry. Tasted without the cream. I was like, this is good. I like this. She's like, put a little bit. Let me put a little bit of cream in there. As that creamer hit, that blueberry made me cry a little bit inside.
Once it hits your lips, it's just so good.
Yo, it was awesome. I will put the website down in the description of the show. But yes, Merlin's their coffee was fantastic. I was sitting there selling other people on it. That's how good it was.
Nice.
So yeah, I think I picked up blueberry, French vanilla, and I think the other one was strawberry cheesecake. But if you're a coffee drinker, check out the link. I'll put in put in the description after the show. Very tasty, but they actually have like a little audio book too for it. Like they have like a story that goes along with the coffee, which is funny. It's good. It's a good audio story. But I'm just saying it's really, really great. So
I have an important question about the experience at the event, Dante.
Yes.
I would be very curious if my favorite vendor came back. They used to be at Wizard World every year.
Who's that?
That company that tries to sell the bathtubs. Were they back again?
I didn't see them.
They were there every year trying to sell them bathtubs during a toy show at a Comic-Con. God love them.
Yeah, I did not see them. I will say this. This was the highlight of my weekend. I got to sit there and talk to Dan Slott.
Very cool, man.
There was no line for him, which I was surprised it wasn't. But I did get a chance to talk to him. I talked to him a little bit, and man, did I get some information from him about the new Superior Spider-Man comic.
Nice.
I will say this. It's going to be a good read.
Exciting.
So I'll give a little bit of this information. It's a story that happens when Doc Ock was Superior Spider-Man that they didn't tell.
Ooh.
And I did ask if it happened during like the Spider-Verse story, but it's like before that Spider-Verse story that they did with him. So yeah, I would say definitely pick it up. It sounds good. And I enjoyed Dan Slott. He did great on Superior Spider-Man, so I don't expect anything less from him on that.
That's awesome. 2 things on that. One, shout out to KJ Smith, who's came in the chat. Secondly, Dante, I've been asleep at the wheel, apparently. they announced a new Jonathan Hickman Ultimate Universe Marvel comic event.
Yes, Ultimatum. I think it's an ultimatum or something like that.
Ultimates. Oh God, what was it? It's like a very cliche. Ultimate Invasion.
Yeah.
Ultimate Invasion.
Yes.
I'm Mr. Jonathan Hickman, except for the real Mr. Jonathan Hickman, who's him. But blew my mind. I'm so excited to be checking that out. It's like picking up with all the stuff he wrote when he was there before, like the Fantastic Four, and he wrote the Ultimates for a while.
It's a little bit because if everybody remembers from Battle World, when the Maker came over into the 616 universe, he's been sitting here in the 616 universe.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow he uses Miles to get back to the Ultimate Universe. So it's going to be nice to see like how that all kind of configures together and what happens with that Ultimate Universe. Because basically everybody thought that universe was destroyed during Battle World.
Yep. Sign me up. And I wonder a little bit here, I might be giving them too much credit maybe, but there have been rumors out there for the Marvel Legend HasLab that it would be Giant Man. But a lot of people felt like that Giant Man by himself wouldn't be enough to sell the project. Some people said maybe you'll get 2 Giant Men. You'll get the MCU version of Giant, I'm not MCU, the 616 version of him and the Ultimate version of him as well. So now that the Ultimates are back, maybe that's some planning right there.
That could, that could work. I could see that. I'd be down for that. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. And then going to like so I didn't get to see Across the Spider-Verse this week or last weekend.
Dante, I didn't see it, but I even read the spoilers in case you wanted to talk about it.
No.
I know everything. I read it all.
I wanted to see it in the theater. I didn't really get a chance because I was at Fan Expo, so
right.
So that kind of
a little busy.
Let's see. What was that? I'm sorry. Grace says strawberry cheesecake, the coffee that makes you go to the Cheesecake Factory. No, this is different. It smells great, and I haven't tasted yet, but it smells. If it smells good, then I know it's some good coffee. John says actual bathtubs to bath and shower in it, to bathe and shower in it.
Yes,
I guess so.
Yeah, it was literally like they used to have them in shopping malls. It was just like a random chain company that installs bathtubs, and they would always have. Just like in the mall, they'd always had that same little kiosk at Philly Wizard World. I felt so terrible for the person working because nobody's there to buy an effing bathtub. So needless to say, they just sit there and if they were like us, like a nerd, they'd love being there. It was always like somebody who just took that job. That's all they had, and they don't collect things. It's like, so they're in a hell at work and they're in a hell at a con they don't understand. So
exactly. I
always felt bad for that guy. I always said hi to him though. Always said hi.
Grace says Ultimate Universe was destroyed for Battle World, but it was resurrected like 2 years later and just not touched. When was it resurrected? Because I don't remember that. I don't remember them saying that it was resurrected. I know the Maker was in the 616 universe, but I don't remember him ever saying that universe was resurrected. I know Battle World was like disassembled and everything's put back to what it was. But I don't know if the other universes were put back as well.
Dante, Dom's comment at the bottom.
To be fair, some people at cons can use a good bath. He ain't lying. Let me tell you, Saturday, I was sitting there at the table. I'm like, dang, it is freezing in here. And I didn't bring my jacket. I'm just sitting there with a short sleeve shirt going like this, like, yo, I'm cold in here. It is freezing. And I was like, I guess it better be freezing than hot in here.
Yep. There's a reason. They're planning for what they knew was coming.
Yeah. Dom says, spoiler, Spider-Man's in it. I know, Dom.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's in it. Spider-Man. Come on, Spider-Man. NJ says, Into the Spider-Verse was good. Johnny says, how they run a corner-operated showers and change rooms at cons. Yo, you know what? I can probably make some money on that. Greg says one of the multiverse involving books showed that Ultimate Universe was back. It may have been FF. Oh, okay. Yeah, I barely read Fantastic Four. Sharon says, I've been hearing rumors that they're bringing back the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Yeah, so it's coming back. We're going to see it. I am on that list. I'm on that pool list for it. But I'm super excited more for Battle Chasers coming back. If you know Joe Midori, he was doing Battle Chasers years ago and never finished the story. He's actually finished it now. So the first issue I think comes out next week, the 14th.
Nice.
Just as it says, gotta go eat dinner with the fam. I'll catch you guys later on the replay. Have a good night. You too. Have a good one.
Later, Justin.
So Monday, I watched The Flash.
Ooh. I'm excited for it personally. And I'm not a big DC guy, but as much as I dislike the actor playing Flash, I am looking forward to the film for a multitude of reasons, personally. Dante, will I be disappointed?
It's entertaining.
Okay, I'll take entertaining.
But the CGI is garbage.
Ooh, strike one. Strike one. That is unfortunate to hear.
The third act was not that great. Let's just say, like, I guess the third or final act, you want to call it, was not like what you think it was or should be.
Okay.
It should have been better fleshed out. So Stride, it's almost like that. It's almost Flashpoint Batman, but it's Michael Keaton Batman. It's not Bruce Wayne's father. So it's kind of almost like that. Now, I will say this, not giving spoilers great because you already know Supergirl's in the movie. They do show like her like being sitting there with no sunlight, like her like shriveled up. So that was good. Let's see. Greg says, "What do you think of Ezra's Flash? I hated him on Justice League, both versions, not my Flash." So, in that case, when a movie, like when you first see the Flash, like you turn to the Flash, like they still kind of had it on that like ski, like he still looked like he's like skiing, and it's a weird pose to like start out when you're like running because he goes like this. He's like he's getting ready to dab for you, but he's like getting ready to run. There you go, Matthew. That's not even a spoiler. There's no Thomas Wayne. They took pieces from Flashpoint, but they didn't do everything from Flashpoint.
I almost feel like the question that he asked about Flash, I almost feel like the fact that they brought back Keaton for this and made it so obviously public in the trailers was an acknowledgement that they felt that Ezra Miller could not carry this film by himself. They needed, and obviously Ben Affleck pops up, like we have other people as well, but yeah. I really feel like having
there's a lot of other people that pop up.
Yeah. And I think Keaton, I think that's an indictment that they're like, you know what? We knew he can't carry his own film, so we got to put all this in there with it to call it a Flash movie. And I know they're all in the original story for Flashpoint. I get that too. But like to bring Keaton in for this, that's the selling point. That's why most people are probably going to see this movie is because of Keaton.
So I'll say this. If you know who Laserpants' favorite Batman is, I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, no way. Okay. All right.
So I'll say this. Was it worth seeing in theater? Probably not.
Oh, strike two.
I'd probably wait till like hits like HBO Max or Plex or like when you're free ones. I hate to say that, but I don't know if it's worth that movie going price.
So you're saying best bet is go to a matinee.
Yes.
Save that extra money if you're going to go to those theaters, and less kids in the seats with you there too, which is good. So.
Yeah, and not even it wasn't even like the kids like. It was decent for what it was. It was like I said, it was entertaining. Ezra Miller playing both sides. You know, his like basically he meets up with his 18-year-old self, which was a very like that 18-year-old was very annoying. Like you can like he made that character annoying. And then like seeing him like progress to like becoming a better person throughout the movie was decent. No, Greg. I'm not saying Titans was better. I'm not saying that. I don't know. Let me see these comments. Let's see. Affleck and Keaton do good jobs. Keaton was amazing. Keaton was great. Michael Keaton, he can't do no wrong. If you've seen the other guys, he can't do no wrong. Like Michael Keaton got the chops.
Unrelated. So I got a phone call from a buddy of mine who had a rough week. So I was talking with him, and I totally forgot when I got off the phone at 7:30. I had a Toy Hunt debut. So anybody who watched that, thank you. I'm always in the chat, and this may be the first time I was not in the chat at all for a debut Toy Hunt. So I apologize to anybody who watched that I was not there for my own premiere. I just realized it just now, Dante. I looked down. I'm like, why are there comments on my YouTube? Oops, my bad.
Oh, Matthew, you know his spot was not in it. Don says, I heard Cesar Romero plays Joker in it. Go to the next comment. Cyborg was supposed to be in this film until the actor aired all the jail stuff. That I'm not sure of. Maybe, probably. Johnny Cook says, did the Bat visa show up? No, it did not. Okay, so I'll say this. If you want me to spoil it, type of 1.
No, I want to see it spoiler free. No spoilers. No, I'm vetoing this. Veto power. I don't know why this means veto, but it does. Veto power.
Yeah.
Message DM Dante for the T when we're off if you really want to know. Or go to Wikipedia. It's probably up there already. Just for Disavowed. Yeah. I'll remember that, Greg. Yeah, it's actually one I've been low-key looking forward to. So I would appreciate not having it spoiled. I cared so little about Spider-Verse. I read the entire Wikipedia plot in case you wanted to talk about it tonight. Honestly, this one I kept close to the cuff. But
honestly, like Across the Spider-Verse is probably 10 times better than this.
I'm fine. I only saw the first one because I was getting my windshield fixed. It was at a Safe Light place or whatever. And a mile and a half up the highway, there was a movie theater. So I walked up the highway in the snow to kill 2 hours. So nothing against it. It's just not my thing, the Spider-Man stuff, really. Yeah.
All right. So hit me up after the show, and I'll tell you everything that happens. Because there was some wild stuff that was in there. Yeah, that's how I'll put it. Because if I tell you, like, if I say it, like, I'm going to want to say it. Is it better than Shazam 2? I didn't see Shazam 2. I refuse to watch. I didn't enjoy Shazam 1.
I didn't see it either. Like I said, not a big. You know what? I only watched the most recent Harley Quinn movie last month because it was on TBS, and I had an open afternoon to do nothing. So that was like the last DC movie I've watched, and I actually liked that. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It was okay. That one was okay. Like Shazam was like one. I was like, I could have dealt without this. They could have did something better with it. Yeah, and it's hard. Yeah, that is true, Greg. Like you can't equate like the DC movies to Marvels. That unfortunately, because so DC's animated movies are so much better than their live action movies.
I love Flashpoint. When I first watched Flashpoint, and I knew nothing about the comic book story going into that, and I loved it.
Yeah, that one is great. I hate the animation in it. Great story, hate the animation. With Marvel, great live action shows and movies, crappy animation, like crappy TV shows. Like, I shouldn't say TV shows, crappy animated cartoons or movies.
They didn't invest a lot. The one I remember somewhat enjoying was the Hulk versus one. It was like Hulk versus Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine. I actually liked that. I mean, it wasn't great.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they were doing,
put a lot of money into it, you know.
Yeah, so like when they were doing like the other stuff before like the live action movies, they actually put them like they invested into their animated movies, which was great. Because I still have Ultimate the Ultimates. I have that one. Did I get Ultimates too? I think I did. I can't remember if I did get
I
Ultimates
do
too.
have those. No shit. Yeah, they were like $4 on Black Friday at Walmart on DVD,
Yeah,
and I bought them like I'll watch these on a rainy day before I had streaming or something. So those
yeah.
weren't horrendous. I watched them, you know.
Matthew, like that one was one of the best that came out of that outside Spectacular Spider-Man was Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That one was great.
We were talking
But
about that last night on the X-Files. I freaking loved. I was so heartbroken when they canceled Avengers Earth's Mightiest, and they only did it because they wanted to make a cartoon more similar to the freaking movies, and it pissed me off because it was like watching a comic book on screen. It was so good.
Oh, great! The animation style I enjoyed for Earth's Mightiest Heroes because it reminded me of that old, reminded me of Justice League, which was because I loved Justice League when it came on. That was my jam. Loved it. When that music like bam 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 bam, dude, like yo, that guitar real quick, like oh man, like oh yeah. You see them all on the screen, like Wonder Woman, Superman, Hulk, girl. Like, oh.
See now for fairness, I got to do Earth's Mightiest. Bow, 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 bow.
Yo, it's like
bow, bow, bow.
Earth's Mightiest, like you just see like the little hiding, like you hear the voiceover, like they had the voiceover first, and then it just went to it was just the music. It was like
Together.
I was like, oh man, is Randy Orton coming out? Like, yo. Wolverine X-Men was a good one. That was another good one. Really, the United cartoons? Really, I didn't. They were okay for back in the day. The animation was all right. I think we come so far now, like we don't have to have that bad 3D animation now. like Spider-Man, like look, I love Spider-Man animated series, but that 3D rendered city was just like horrendous.
That's right, Dom. We're very accurate. We're getting that copyright strike.
Right. So like Johnny said, like how do we do 20s? If you want to stick around for me to spoil Splash, for spoiling the Flash, I can do that for you.
I was gonna say at the end of the I'll peace out a little bit early and near the end once we're done going through everything, and then you can spoil away.
Yeah. If you want to hear it, stay to the end of the show. I will tell you everything that happens today, and I'll tell you all the wildness that's happening. But also brings me to Justice League World is coming out in July. The next movie coming up because we had Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes, and now next one is Justice League versus World War or Justice League World. So definitely they're trying to hit their animation points to try and get animation done. Then there's an announcement of the reveal of what the My Adventures with Superman is actually going to start in July. It's going to be on Friday nights. They say Friday. I can't remember, Thursday or Friday nights on Adult Swim. So definitely, I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see that one. Robert says, worst CGI ever was in the anime movie Golgo 13, The Professional. However, it was the first time CGI was used in anime. I'm trying to remember. I remember watching Golgo 13, but I'm trying to remember what CGI was used in that one. It's been a while since I've seen that one. I have to go back and watch it. All right. That's it for the news. The news of the world. If you know that record, you're doing good. You're doing good. Let's see if I can bring it up here.
Yeah, lots of stuff. This has just been a crazy toy week. You mentioned it earlier. Machu's video on Instagram was perfect between pre-orders and just announcements and HasLabs and upcoming HasLabs and new movies, and the wallet was on fire from multiple places this week.
I just want to make sure it's on here before I go.
Yeah, no problem.
Deeper. Okay. So they got one picture on here, but I can go to the other one. Let's see. Greg says DC Web. Will it ever do Sinestro Corpse War animation? I think they kind of did that with that Green Lantern, the last Green Lantern movie they did. Robert says it's a helicopter scene. Matthew says another one of my favorite DC anime movies is Under the Red Hood. I loved Under the Red Hood. That was a great one.
That was good.
Don says when I was in Arizona, I read that Thunderbolts is canceled. Is there any truth to that? No, I don't think Thunderbolts is canceled.
I heard that because of the writers' strike, they have pushed it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the writers' strike is still going on, and they were not far along enough with that to get to the point where I guess they're ready to have that not affect them. So they have pushed that back, unfortunately. So I'm very excited for that film.
Yeah. Oh, and also before we go into this next one, so Marvel released, like, it says enter password for the website. Follow Jordan the Stallion on YouTube, and he tells you what the password is to get in there to watch the first 5 minutes of Secret Invasion.
Cool.
Robert says the Ninja Scroll renders from Foosh were the best reveal this week. That's what we're going to talk about next. Don says I've not seen everything awesome made. I've not seen everything awesome make a video say that. Oh, Mercy. Are you talking about Mercy Awesome? Make a vid saying that a pre-order that he posts every little gossip. He's good. It's hard to say. I don't know. Some stuff is true, some stuff is not. Who knows what's going on? I don't keep up with like most of the websites. If a website pops up on my Google feed, I may read it and see how that. And sometimes the site's not legit either. Like it's like one of those random legit. Like who are you? Like what kind of site is this? Kind of nonsense.
He actually just posted tonight the first, like part of the first scene of Secret Invasion. So I don't know if that's the same thing that you mentioned, Dante, but he did have a pretty lengthy clip that I haven't seen.
Was.
Yeah, so I'm all in on that show. I love Secret Invasion. I love Nick Fury. So I'm very excited. I'm not wishing away the next 2 weeks, but I'm very excited to watch that show.
Yeah. Match the best part of that reel was I got a notification about pre-order coming in, and it was a McFoley that came in. Greg says directors group is doing negotiations now, so directors strike over streaming is coming soon also. Yeah, I think the actors are going on strike too. So it's a lot going on in Hollywood. But we'll get into these toys. Let's see. Boop, boopity boop, scoobity doop. We got more reveals of Jubei from the Foosh for Ninja Scroll. If you're a big anime fan, so you know who Jubei is from Ninja Scroll. If you've seen Ninja Scroll, it's a great anime movie, but it's not for the kids. I can tell you that much. It's not for the kids.
Or for me, apparently. Unfortunately, I will be.
These are just the renders, so
to provide commentary to this. Looks cool.
So it looks like he's coming with different arms because you see the joints on this one, but like it's just like the sleeves are covering this arm. Comes with the hat. Looks like he's going to be able to carry the sword with the string. Different hands, the cut in the hat, the straw hat. Different head sculpt, angry, screaming face. But yeah, I would like to see the finished product. Nothing against this. I want to see the finished product.
That's fair.
Renders are cool. Yeah, I like to see like a full prototype of it already, and like kind of see what we may get.
Yeah, that's fair, and that's the only
But they
real.
said they'll have more. We have lots more to share. Share info. Yeah, I'm sure they'll come with effects. Art. He says if these don't come with gore effects, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm sure they'll come with some effects. I'm not sure if it'll be like gore effects, but yeah, that's great. It's just froze. That is freaking amazing. There we go. But yeah, looks good. Yeah, that's what I feel, Robert. They almost have money. I need to see a little bit more. I just need to see a tiny bit more before I say, all right, I'm in.
Trying to pull you into the boat.
Yeah, I mean, like I sometimes you just want to see just a tad bit more. Like, like hey, I just want to see. Give me some more. Like Busta Rhymes said, give me some more. Give me some more. Next up on the agenda, there's a big thing this week. Looks great. I don't know how much of it. Like I said, I am a G.I. Joe fan to a certain point. I remember G.I. Joe being on, but I didn't get a chance to watch as a kid. I didn't have none of the figures or any of the vehicles when they were out at the time. So now getting them in 6-inch figure, it's great. Getting a helicopter, I was not expecting this. A full-fledged helicopter. The Assault Copter Dragonfly XH-1, $274.99. It's already been backed. Hit its target 10,000. It's now at 12,178. Let's see. I just wanted to go to
was that the first unlock? Was that 12 or 13K? I can't remember.
That's what I was guaranteed. 13.
So we're almost there for the first unlock then. Nice.
Yep. So Wallace Ripcord. Is it Weems or Veeam? Weems? Whatever. Night Force Ripcord. 13,000 unlocked. Yes, Ryan. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper now.
There it is.
So we don't know who the second and third unlock is going to be, and that's at 16,000 and 19,000. But he looks good.
I'll be very curious to see if when we hit 13K, if they're going to come out and give us all the unlocks right away and let us know what they are, or if it's going to be like that slow drip. Like, okay, here's the next one, hit that, and then we'll tell you the final one. I kind of think they'll just show us both and be like, let's just go balls to the wall. Let's go for 28,000 on this thing and just push it.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is going to go big. This number is going to be big. I think this might outsell the Histing. It might. It has that possibility. I feel like there's a lot more crossover possibilities with this. I mentioned on my live stream Wednesday about how like I right away pictured like Marvel Legends, like Winter Soldier and Bucky in there, or Wolverine Logan working with Team X. Like there's so many directions you can go with that thing that it's not just G.I. Joe.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like everybody said, I think it's going to be a slow drip because they not want when they do these houses, they're not ones to like put everything out at one time. Cover the features of this. Let's see what they got here. So it's the Dragonfly itself. Yeah, got missiles. You got it's a Gatling gun. You got the effects for the missiles. Let's see what we got here. So first of all, we'll go over size. First time in 6-inch scale, the 2C assault copter offering represents the pinnacle of anti-armor technology. It's a massive 34.09 inches long from the tip of the turret, the front barrel to tail, 11.33 inches tall from skids to rotor, and 13.77 inches wide wingtip to wingtip. Yeah,
big
it's a big boy.
I mean, I love the outline they do with the human in the background. That's always that gets me pumped. And I'm like, wow, look how big it is compared to that dude.
Like, look how big this bad boy is.
Right.
But yeah, it's a big helicopter. You have the light up function inside as well, which is a nice little touch. I mean, at the push of a button, you can turn on the interior cockpit heads up display and a spotlight shining down from the underside of the fuselage. Working rotors on it. The copter blades function with a manual spinning blade spinning action. Design of the main rotor blades acts as a silencing feature for enhanced stealth capabilities. No, Johnny, I cannot imagine that. That's wild. That'd be wild. He says, "Can you imagine the measurements being read as a dating site profile?" No. Robert says he might buy 2 of these.
Ooh.
It is at a, yeah. I mean, it seems from all what I'm seeing here, it seems like a decent price for what you're getting. You're getting a helicopter. You're getting a ton of accessories with it. You're getting 2 figures. One figure off the bat, and then once it reaches 13,000, which I'm sure it probably will before the end, you'll get, Ripcord. Yeah, see, and some people, and Brian says, I don't care if we get all the unlocks, the chopper's a done deal. Yeah.
Well, and the fact that we're getting Wild Bill with it as the original offering is the big thing, because they didn't tease us with like a early bird. It was like, okay, bam, you're getting Wild Bill, who everybody wants in their collection. You're getting the helicopter, and then after that, it's all gravy. So, I really think, and I understand with these projects, we can't be like, okay, well, if you get every single figure, then it's worth it. It needs to be worth it for the base offering, which to me, this is very worth it. And I feel like all those extra unlocks will hit. So at the end of the day, 300 shipped, whatever it's going to be, to get 4 figures with it. That's a good deal. That's a good deal.
Yeah, and like I said, like it seems like a good deal from all that I'm seeing. Because Wild Bill looks good. Like, and this is what he's going to look like when he comes with the chopper. He looks great. Even Dom saying Wild Bill was the sell for him. Yep. Happy says, but how many flat points does it come with? It is what it is, unfortunately. But it says detachable gold wing canopy. The vehicle comes with a gold wing functioning canopy with 4 port entry for the gunner and rear starboard entry for the pilot. Multiple customizable attachments. Customize your XH1 loadout with detachable weapon accessories, 2 creeper missiles, 2 70mm unguided rocket launchers, 2 Jester missile racks to hold 8 Jester missiles, removable laser guided stationary 160mm cannon pod with belt-fed ammo that connects to the port side of the chopper. Functioning hoist. I was wondering if it did come with that, but I didn't get a chance to see it. But
it looks pretty cool. They showed them using the hoist on the video too. And
did they? Okay.
That came out good.
That's good. 6 blast effects, 2 small effects in the X551 mini cannons, a Dragon Breath rotary cannon, or trail behind the 70mm unguided rocket launchers, 2 medium effects that attach to the cannon pod or the rear of the Jester and the creeper missile accessories, 2 large effects attached behind the missile accessories and the wing pegs, removable access panel detached to reveal engine details, doors lower showing the inner workings of the twin X551. Okay, so I guess these are the doors here. Oh no, removable access and detach. I guess that's it. I didn't get to watch like half of this because I was at work when they showed it.
Yep.
Oh, you get some sticker decals too. That's nice.
You have to get a little sticker book with it. Yeah, it's fully loaded. They went above and beyond. They gave a lot with it. And the best part I like is it comes with a stand. The stand looks cool to me. You can actually put it on the stand and like rotate it around so it's easier to display.
Yeah.
So the stand's good.
Real quick, we have super chat here from Robert Diaz. Thank you very much. He says the locks alone might pay for the second Dragonfly outright, pending what they are. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. I mean, I like it. I haven't decided if I'm going to back it yet. So right now I'm kind of on the fence if I want to back it or not.
I'm fairly sure I'm going to. I'm not at 100%. I haven't yet. As you know, I'm rather frugal. However, I'm like 94.5% yes. I'll back it eventually.
Yeah. Happy says, say all that again, like Terminator in the gun store. Say all that is like a Terminator. Johnny says, amazing what you can get when you don't have to factor royalties in that price. That is very true. That is very true. Like, because there is no royalties back behind this. So, Grace says, I wish it had more tech upgrades like a sensor bubble over the rotors and a HUD pilot helmet. Also, wish the tail could twist for the storage and had the panels for the engines like the original. So I don't know where they said there was panels for like the engine, but I didn't see what it was talking about. I seen where you can store stuff on there. I'm trying to see if there's pictures of it. Yeah, I've seen this part, like where you can store, like where that's stored at. But I didn't see. They said it was something for recovering like the engine panel.
That was something I liked with this too. I did not back the his tank just because of a space thing. But yeah. The first unlock, wasn't that like just additional pieces to clip onto it?
I think so, yeah.
And that turned me off because I'm a big, obviously, we all want to figure it's a stretch goal. So remember, I was kind of like, that's a stretch, that should be included. Yeah. So
yeah, but it's still back though. It's still
got back big time. It backed big time. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, and again, they took a really different angle. They had the early bird, which obviously was a big help. So.
Matthew says, how bad is Spot going to look on that chopper? Oh, I don't even know if the Spot can fit in there. We'll have to see. Brian says, Greg, I was hoping for a tail rotor too. That bugged me as a kid. Let's see. Pokey says, I got one. Multiple would be cool, but I'm not very wealthy and don't need an army of wild bills. It's great to have multiple of these, but where are you going to put multiple of these? That's the thing. Now, this thing is huge. It's like I got to make space in my detail for the HISS tank. These are some big vehicles that we're getting. Johnny says, don't do it unless you are going to doing it to flip or for trade fighter. Stay on target. That is true. Bruno's in there squeaking. Squeak up, Bruno.
In here, I needed a Bruno break. He's helping us look for the the antidote for Indiana Jones that fell off the shelf too. Yeah, he was. He wanted to come back and say hi.
Sharon said, "Great price, but I won't be backing it." Let's see. Greg says, "Disavowed so frugal that he doesn't buy a boat for $16."
Does he mean the Fortnite one? I think.
Yes.
At Ollie's, yeah. I haven't seen that at Ollie's yet, so stay tuned if I do see it. I have a coupon that's good until Monday, I think, for Ollie's. So if I see it, I see the boat. Might happen.
There you go. Don says, I think they're going to have the prototype next to the HISS at SDCC. Oh, that'd be nice to see. Happy says, I hope the blades have the rubber safety tips for like the OG. As a kid, I love stroking. Oh my goodness, I am not. You are wild. Hey, my man Steph, Detour Custom says, thanks for the super chat. Says, you got to play the MASH theme song for the copter We're flying away to G.I. Joe. They're gonna fly in with Wild Bill C. There you go.
Nice.
Gray says, "Oh no, tail rotor means he can't fly. It would be either a tail rotor or a second rotor spinning opposite." Hey, this is G.I. Joe. He made this thing hovers. Pokey says that's another factor. Steph's got to hang it from the ceiling. Yeah, you can't hang it from the ceiling. That is true. Pokey says Bruno.
There he is. He's here.
What's going on, Largo's Lair? How you doing? Says greetings. And Happy says almost got you, Dante. Almost. Oh, you gotta be a little quicker than that one. Oh, Rasper says no love for the Airwolf theme. Like, yeah, I know the themes. I know these themes. I grew up watching half of these shows. MASH, like you knew it was like it was time to go to bed when MASH came on half the time.
So true.
That's for us adults growing up in the 80s. Or born in the 80s, to say. John says you can hang his tank for the ceiling too, pretend Vin Diesel's driving it. It's all about Cobra family. Cobra family. What's going on, Matt Logic? How you doing? It says Evening Goose Squad. I might back this.
This is a hard one to pass on. Like I said, I'm fairly sure I'm going to jump in. My only concern is if I do back it, when I back it, whatever you want to say, is if I'm going to regret that much more not backing the Hiss tank. Because now I would have had skipped one and gotten one. But I guess you can't look at it that way. You have to buy what you want when you want it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, even if you didn't get the Hiss tank, that's fine. If you get this is a good replacement for it. I mean, like I said, the Hiss tank was decent, but you didn't get as many figures as you. I'm trying to remember. Is it 2 figures with that one?
Well, they had the early bird. There's on the Rudak card, and then they had the female Cobra officer or whatever you want to call her. I think it was 3 total figures. And then the pilot, right?
Let's see. I think it's I think it might have been just 2 figures.
Robert's saying 4 figures for that one.
Is it 4? Wait a minute. Does this? Hold on. So early bird spot offering was the Hiss Tank Tactician. Then 10,000 was a Hiss Classified Upgrade 1. So it was the 2 removable side-mounted missiles, the canopy and retro treads, weapon accessory pack, and Hiss Gunner action figure. So that's 2, which was the female.
The one we missed is the Cobra, Commander.
Yeah, the Cobra. Okay, yeah, so Cobra. So kind of like a classic, almost like classic Cobra.
And I think he was like a late. Like I don't think they knew they were going to do that. I feel like that was like a, oh crap, what are we going to throw in here because this thing blew up so big.
Right. It's just 1, 2.
I can't keep track of this dog. What was that there?
Wait a minute. Oh yeah. So we did. Yeah. Wait a minute. This seems like there's only 3 figures here. Hold on. Let me listen. Okay. It says 1. Here's Cobra.
Cobra.
Then we got the Gunner. That's 2. And then the early bird. That was 3. Where's the 4th? The pilot. Did the pilot initially come with it?
I think they did the early bird. Yeah, I think so. I think the pilot came with it, I think. And then it was the early bird that got done quick. And then they added, because that's where they got themselves in trouble. Because they already had 3 figures, and they wanted to do another one, and then they did the Cobra Commander, I think.
Okay. So that's what I was missing. Okay, I was like, where's the 4th figure at? Okay, but I forgot. Yeah, the driver did come with it, like pilot driver. Yeah.
Hey, no.
Okay, so it did. Yeah. I did forget that. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, so there you go. You'll have 2 vehicles for your GI Joe troopers. So we'll see. It's already made it made what it, you know, it's already gone. It's been back. So
Yep.
at this point, it's basically a done deal.
It officially exists. Now we'll get to see how far it goes.
Exactly. We did get an announcement for a new Marvel Legends wave, the Amadeus Cho Bath wave, and we get the Marvels. Excuse me, from the movie, we got Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. No, they look good. Why does it take it forever to bring up Amadeus show? Okay, it is.
I find it interesting with this wave. You're only getting the 3 MCU figures, and then it's all comic book after that. So I almost wonder if they were a little too worried to go like a full MCU wave here. They really wanted to obviously get a lot of comic inspired in there for fear of maybe not selling well. There were a lot of Ms. Marvels and a lot of Captain Marvels sitting on pegs for a long time. Although that photon looks amazing, the head sculpt on her looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
One, right? That's the one everybody's going to fucking want.
Yeah, she looks amazing. Like her figure looks amazing. It's a fantastic female figure. Yeah. I'm in it because I've been wanting an Amadeus Cho, which is not going to bring up. I've been wanting an Amadeus Cho Hulk figure for a while. I think it's been sorely overdue for a while. Novar, this one's been sorely overdue for a while too.
Yep. I'm in on him. Dark Avengers. Need for Dark Avengers.
Karnak, I'm with Wade on this one. This should have been probably on a different body instead of Spider-Man, the Pizza Spider-Man Buck.
And more hands, right?
Yeah.
Somebody made the comment he should have had as many hands as Shang-Chi had.
Yep.
Exactly. Honestly, I wouldn't have used them, but I know for figure photography, that's a big thing. People would really want to get all those different grips and fists and things, and that just would have made sense here too, since that's his thing, right? He can fight.
Yeah, I'm more disappointed in the body, the buck itself that they use. Mm-hmm. So like it's a little too thin. It's a little too skinny, especially for Karnak. I think like you, or even what was the Daredevil body? The recent Daredevil body they used for that 3-pack. I forget which buck that is.
The Daredevil one.
Yeah,
that was the Spider-Man Renew Your Vows.
That one would have been fine
with the toes and the articulate.
Yeah, that would have worked. Captain Rogers looks good for what it is. We did need an update on that one. It looks like he has butterfly joints, but I can't tell if he does or not.
I think it's the Vulcan body, so he should have butterfly joints. Yeah. If it's on that new Vulcan buck, which I think it is, it should have the butterfly. That's them slowly kind of putting out redos. I'll grab this again. Everybody knows my buying habits are erratic when it comes to cost, but I liked this suit. I liked that run where he portrayed Captain Rogers. You know, we're actually going to get a Nick Fury head to pop on there to go with it, since he wore the same outfit. So he wore that outfit in Time Runs Out. And in Time Runs Out, it was old Steve. So I said on Wednesday on my show that I would love to pop that Outback Target old version head on this and make it look like old Steve.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool with that.
Greg says it's not a Vulcan body because he has pins.
Oh, there's pins. Okay, I didn't know there were pins. I was just going off what I saw, how it looked. Well, that's unfortunate that they didn't do the Vulcan body here.
I'm just trying to figure out what head sculpt this is, because this is not the one we got the 20th anniversary Cap.
It is not. The hair looks odd on this for some reason to me.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the hair. I think that's what's throwing it off, is the hair. And then we got Heroes Reborn Iron Man. I was trying to figure out, like, where did I see this Iron Man for? Because it looks familiar, but like, I could not remember, but it's the Heroes Reborn Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't remember Iron Man.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get it. because like it'll fill out like the vault suits that I have. So, oh yeah, I know. Great, I know it's a new head. It just I wish it would. I think the 20th anniversary head would have been fine with this one. Yeah, I think 20th anniversary would have been fine as a head sculpt for this. Like I said, the only disappointment out of this wave for me is really this body. Like this was not so many choices to go to, and this is the body to use.
Well, maybe when we get the MCU version of the Inhumans from the ABC TV show, they'll make up for it. Kidding.
I know you just didn't. I know you just. I was going to say. I know you didn't just say that.
Kidding. I kid. I have jokes. I kid. What'd you get? What do you have? Spit that out.
Got the
I don't even know what it even is. Like a little white tube. He will find almost everything and everything back here. Yeah, I know, right? I don't know what that even is.
Greg says, Dante, Dan Rich pointed out on the that the Marvels was pushed a year. This was designed before Vulcan Bite was available.
Oh,
I understand that. I understand that, but the thing is, like I said, like the Monica looks good, like the figure looks great. Captain Marvel looks better than what she did before. This is a huge improvement. Camilla, the face is kind of, I don't know. Like it looks kind of off. I don't know.
I thought that too. When I looked at it the other day, it almost, I don't know if they aged her up a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I'm curious, when we see the movie, maybe it's just the forehead is, I don't know, something is off. There's something off there.
Yeah, maybe it might look different when it comes in packaging. Let's see. I'll see. Like, but like I said, like, the comic figures look great. Like I said, but Karnak's the only one I have an issue with. Like, that's the main issue, is the body that was used. Brian says Karnak looks cool, but I'm mostly out of Marvel Legends except X-Men. He like I said, he looks good. Like the head sculpt was great. I just wish it was a different body.
Yep.
Yeah, like when I see, so let me go back here. When I see movie figures that look like this, that actually look decent, I don't have a problem having them in my collection. Like Carol and Monica look great. And you can tell like they have like a different body size too. Like Carol's got that slimmer size. Monica's got a little bit more filled out here, and but you can also tell with Camille, like she has like the kid body.
Well, and the thing is, you got to factor in. We know that the MCU figures in these waves get a majority of the money that's allocated for these waves.
Right.
So when you're going to get the 3 good bucks with good head sculpts, photo accurate, blah, 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 you're unfortunately not going to get as much when it comes to the comic figures. You're going to get characters you want, but they're not going to be on the bucks you probably want them on because of cost. Because they only have so much money on each wave. And then obviously we're getting a big bulky Build-A-Figure. So it's not like we're getting a little chintzy one where they can save money on the Build-A-Figure. For instance, like Cosmo. With Cosmo, obviously they didn't spend as much money on, making it bigger, more plastic, whatever. So,
right.
So that's just that sliding scale that we always deal with.
Let's see. Robert said, total pass for me. I just bought the Chode Wave. Pokey says, do you guys have any guesses on / predictions of IP that Bobby signed? Nope. Don't know. And he says he thinks he's revealing it tomorrow. I have no idea.
I didn't even know he signed an IP. I heard something about a vehicle, that he might be debuting a vehicle down there as well.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear about the IP. I guess maybe every year as he adds somebody new at Valve, at JoeCon or whatever. I don't know.
Greg says true MCU gets most of the money, so new molds. Brian says they gave Monica an onion. Greg says the exception where the MCU reuses some body parts, but role is new. That is very true. Yes. So we have seen that. Yeah. And then for pre-order went up the articulated Black Widow figure. And as you see, you get 3 different head sculpts. Looks like 2 sets of armbands, 6 sets of hands. 2, 4, 6, yeah, 6 sets of hands. Blasters, smoke effect, gun. Looks good.
Yeah, I was just turning around and I was gonna try to get my retro carded Black Widow off my shelf, but it's too much going on around it to get to it. But yeah, this is where I will get this. I want this. Obviously, it looks great. But it's tough because I don't want to take my other one off the shelf because I got it on clearance at Toys R Us when they were closing. So it's one of those weird things, sentimental connection to your figures, where this is far superior. Gummy legs, old buck, blah blah blah. But I'll get this, but it's gonna be hard to replace it on the shelf with the other one. But look at that! Look at the articulation on that. Damn.
Oh yeah. The only thing I have an issue is this hair looks kind of weird.
Yeah,
it may look different when I get it, but it just looks kind of weird.
There's 3 different head sculpts total.
Yeah. That might be the one I don't put on there.
That's the one you throw on a female shield agent and have another random female shield agent on your shelf.
Now I'm gonna throw that head on the old bitty bat.
Here you go.
Excuse me, sweetie. I got oh pizza. Oh pizza. But yeah, this is good. Like I'm excited for this. So definitely.
Pokey said, "Hope she's not in the same body as Yelena." Yelena's the old buck, isn't it? The old female buck. This is a new pinless deal.
Yeah, I think Yelena is on the old buck. I don't think she's on the new one.
Yeah, I think that was the big problem. People are customizing her and everything else.
Yeah.
This is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I can't. I know the screen blown up, but I'm pretty sure this is a new buck, a new in terms of big pinless and things. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this is pinless. This is all brand new. This is all like I think most of this is all brand new on her. Let's see. Greg says Pokey Widow is a new body. Dom says Black Widow is an instant pre-order. And Pokey says awesome. That's good news. Yes. Yeah, it is good news. There you go. Always good news there. Let's see. What else did I miss here? What's happening in the world of toys around the world?
Dante, we got to talk about Alf. You got to pull up that Alf. He's on Toy Arc down there. On Toy Arc somewhere. That's what I use on Wednesday. Yep. Love that. It kills me. I love the Alf I have. And I said I wouldn't need another Alf. But damn, the freaking cool accessories with this. The freaking Cosmic Con badge. The camera. Like, so many cool accessories with this thing.
Ha! Look at him.
So good. So good.
Alf goes to San Diego Comic-Con. The Melmac Cosmic Con Intergalactic.
Oh, it's just so the bag. I mean, it's just freaking cool.
Yeah, this is one of those ones. You know what? If you like Alf, I'm happy for you. You're getting it out. It's just one that I can just kind of pass on. Like I don't have a need for this one.
The accessories themselves, like the cloth goods shirt, the Hawaiian shirt, whatever you want to call it. I've put that on Deadpool already for photos. Like you get a lot of mileage with these accessories, which obviously they're banking on because I'm pretty sure it's the exact same Alf, probably with less hands or something. But all the other stuff that comes with it is just freaking cool, and you can use it for so many different things in your collection.
Exactly, yeah.
The phone, the brick cell phone. Oh, Zach Morris phone.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Hey, look, you film yourself at Comic-Con with the old school. You see this?
Like Greg said, you could actually put like your little minifigures in the bag, like he's shopping. So like the little Sergeant Slaughter that came with Sarge, or even like they're slightly bigger, but the world's smallest figures. I have the Snake Eyes world's smallest.
Mm-hmm.
Love that little line. So that'd be cool putting those in the little bag. That'd be neat. Good call, Greg.
And Dom says he needs the Alf. He needs to get the Alf. But Alf is in effect.
Alf himself, for me, is easily going to be probably a top 7 of the year overall, if not top 5 or higher. I know it's a niche product that you have to know what it was to want it, but they just nailed it. I think it's so freaking cool looking. Oh, and again, now you're getting this.
I did want to go over this too because I forgot about this. The Raiders of the Lost Ark Indiana Jones SHF figure.
Ooh,
this actually looks pretty decent.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like a removable coat.
That's a good coat right there. I like that.
Yeah. You got the whip.
I still have not seen Indy himself in a store. I don't know if it's just me, if it hasn't shipped. I've seen every figure in the way but Indy in a store so far.
I've only seen Club Obi-Wan.
I've seen, I'm sorry. I meant, Raiders. I've seen Club Obi-Wan and I've seen Professor version. But I haven't seen him like in his adventurer attire. Maybe that's
right. But yeah, he looks good he doesn't look that bad without the jacket on. You can remove the hat. I don't know if there's a different expression on. Can't really tell.
Yeah, I can't tell. I think it looks good. I mean, obviously you're going to be paying the iron price to get it, but
yeah,
probably worth it. Especially if you're an indie fan, especially if you're passing on the Hasbro versions. If
exactly.
You're you want Hasbro, then you grab it.
Looks a little bit on, not a whole lot on the accessory side. You're getting, looks like you're just getting the whip, the revolver, the medallion, the idol, the bag of sand, and the satchel itself.
Dante, all right. I know I'm tired tonight. Let's go back to that picture of the accessories, please, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting here, Dante, and I'm looking at that picture, and I'm going, why is there a picture of a dolphin on the screen? Now, stick with me here. Look at the outline of the whip, the placement of the gun. I thought that was a picture of an animal. And I'm like, what?
That's an angry dolphin, isn't it?
Yeah, like, why is this on the screen? And then I'm looking like, oh, my God, it's the whip. This is like one of those things you post online and ask people what they see.
That's right. That's the angry dolphin. He's about to shoot from his eyes.
That threw me off.
He's like, pow, 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 I got the gun.
Tom sees the dolphin, too.
He's like, yo, I got it. I got that gun. He's like, I got that gun eye. Don't you mess with me.
I got to post that on Instagram and say, what animal do you see? And see if people pick up on that it's actually toys.
I'm not even going to start with that. Like, McFarlane can kick rocks all day. Sorry. Kick all the rocks.
Kicking rocks.
All
day.
Kick all the rocks. Tomorrow, also Mythic Legions. I think tomorrow Mythic Legions go out for sale. The Necronomicons figure of the wave, and goes up to sale for tomorrow. Is that what they said?
I think so. Yep, pretty sure. And they'll be at the show tomorrow, right? Like them as a company.
I think so. They usually are there.
Looking forward to it.
So yeah, they're usually there, and they're usually like jam packed on their line.
Is anybody in the chat going to New Jersey Toy Con tomorrow? Out of curiosity, I know I've talked to some people already who are going. I'll be there.
And then we did talk a little bit about that. McFarlane getting the Blizzard Entertainment license, Diablo, World of Warcraft, and more. So we'll see him making more figures from those lines. Yay. So here we go with this black and white accent gold label exclusive to Big Bad Toy Store. So there you go. Like black and white figures. I don't get it, but okay.
I had one. I picked up the Lobo prototype one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I loved the actual Lobo. So I was like, oh, I'll get both, right? And I eventually ended up selling it. Because I was like, why do I need this?
Right.
Like, it's cool, but I don't even have it on display. It's at a bin, so that got sold off.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. He is good at humans. Excuse me, at monsters. But I mean, again, it's why are you making these? Like, what's the point of these? What's the point of the black and white accent figures? I mean, what is the point of these? And then you got the Blue Beetle. First look at the Blue Beetle figure from the movie Blue Beetle. I forgot that movie even is coming out this year.
Me too. I saw a picture the other day and I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I truly forgot all about that. Then Carapax Mega. First look at this from the movie itself. And what is this?
Is it Scarecrow?
It's a Infinite Frontier Scarecrow Blacklight Edition. Entertainment Earth exclusive.
Now. No way.
What is this? What?
It's the figure you take when you go to a rave. That's your pocket fig for a rave. If you put on the Sandstorm, jamming out the Sandstorm like in the 90s, and you have him under the blacklight.
He just does stuff for just to do it. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Just to say he can. It did.
Yeah, he's like, I can do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. No, why would you do it? Because I can do it. Why? Why would you do it? Because I want to.
In other words,
I'm tired.
The quote Eric Cartman, I do what I want.
Exactly.
I do what I want.
Exactly. Other than that,
Batman Forever colors, Stryden said. That's good. It's a good reference.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's exactly what they are. Dom says my cousin used to have a Nextel lit up when it rang, and Sandstorm was his ringtone.
I remember being on high school senior week in Ocean City, Maryland. On the boardwalk, they have all those like little stores that sell the same crap, but they all play. Right. Used to all play music, and every single little like tiny store was playing Sandstorm to try to bring people into the store.
Oh my goodness!
Come
on in. Come on, we're playing Sandstorm. Come on in. We need a Jimmy Walker Guyver action figure. You gotta make Guyver movie figures first. That's first. You gotta find somebody who's gonna make some Guyver movie figures. If you're gonna do that. That's the thing. You got that's where it all comes down to. That's all I got. That's all I have.
Well, Dante, I'll tell you what. Before we talked about it briefly, but if anybody's going to New Jersey Toy Con tomorrow, you see me there, give me a shout. Love to talk to you. We'll be doing some toy hunting, hanging out with Lago Figs, Archie, NJ Tree, Matthew Toy, J Shot. Lots of people are going to be hanging out there tomorrow at the show. Probably a bunch of people I'm either forgetting or didn't know they're going, so I didn't leave anybody out intentionally. So looking forward to that show. It's my first time going tomorrow. I'll be there probably like late morning. I'm not an early riser on Saturdays. Archie's going to get there at like 5 a.m. and be in the parking lot filming. I will not be there that early. I will be there at like 11 or something.
I'm sorry, real quick. What do you mean like no Crimson Viper grunt? I'm not sure. You don't like did they reveal something about that from G.I. Joe?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Yeah. Before you get out here, for everything, I did forget to do this. So there is a new Kickstarter that's starting up. It's for the Back to the Future. I don't know. I did not see anything about them.
You know what? The Crimson. I think I recall something about the Crimson Viper now. Yeah, I remember them talking about the Crimson Viper. That one I do remember.
Yeah, I haven't seen pictures of them. I haven't seen anybody even talk about them.
I think Crimson Viper is either Python Patrol or it fits in with that because I remember Lenny saying about having just enough crimson on it to be considering it a Crimson Viper. But to me, it looked more like a figure that would go on the shelf with the Python Patrol.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that completely until you mentioned it, because I remember thinking because I was going to pre-order it. It was available. I had it on pre-order for available. It might be a Target exclusive even potentially, but I had it on Target, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I don't need it. I'm not doing it, and I didn't.
I don't blame you.
Didn't do it. Yep, passed that on.
Let me see if I can bring it up real quick here. Because I did forget. I almost forgot about this because I did talk to them while I was at Fan Expo.
I was going to say you saw it there in person, right?
Yes. Yeah. There it is. I looked for the group.
I saw an arts video. It looked pretty cool.
This is when you're in like 20 different Facebook groups and trying to find stuff.
There's a lot of news. There's a lot going on, you know.
But yeah, what they showed here is what they had to show.
This is Tommy's 1/10 scale time machine from the Back to the Future. First note.
There you go. But yeah, this is what it looked like at the show. It looked amazing. It does have smoke. It lights up. I know there were some questions about how it was going to light up, if it was going to be battery or USB. I know somebody had asked in the group, in the Facebook group. It has not been decided as of yet.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's great. Like, it is just all of it's like touch tap. So right now, this is just running on batteries. He said they had changed the batteries. I think, like before I talked to him, it was like around like, well, maybe like say after 2 or 3, close to 3, like after 3 o'clock, close to 3 o'clock. He said they had just changed the batteries at that time.
Oh wow!
And it's been running. It was running all day.
It's a good battery life then.
Yeah, but that's if they keep it at that. If they just do battery, that's the thing.
Well, you figure that the HasLabs are all battery, right? Galactus and
yeah,
Sentinel. That's actually one thing. If you own those, never forget, over time, replace those batteries. You don't want those to corrode inside a freaking $300 action figure.
Yeah, exactly. So, stay tuned. I may have more information about this. Got something in the works regarding this.
Nice.
But yeah, it lights up very nicely inside. Like the inside is very detailed. They have it down to like every detail that they had in the original DeLorean. Dang, Greg. But yeah, it's very detailed.
Pretty cool. Again, I'm glad it exists. It won't be something I'll be picking up, but pretty awesome.
Thanks, Greg. But I don't know, because like I said, it's a Kickstarter, but they were saying like if you were there at the show, there's a QR code you can scan to get I think it was like $20 off or get like it was $100 off. I can't remember. I actually do I have the paper.
And is that a Kickstarter? Is that a pre-order?
It's a Kickstarter.
Kickstarter? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so it was a VIP opportunity, Back to the Future time machine collectible, $5. VIP opportunity includes get notified first so you can lock in early access at a pricing of $299. So it's $100 off of it. One-time price only. Will never offer again. Get shipment priority, receive your time machine earlier than most, and get an exclusive invite to a VIP community with the creators. So that was at the show. That's all. But this is only this is the only show that they were doing.
Nice.
It was Fan Expo.
Robert says you want to buy the DeLorean to go back in time and stop Age of Apocalypse from getting made.
I would if it really worked. Yeah, I would. I would stop it from being made.
As long as it wasn't one of those Napoleon Dynamite time machines. If you ever saw that movie, you know what I'm talking about. Those strap yourself up to that thing.
Yeah, I would. I really would. It's not that from being made. Trust me.
Well, Dante, in the words of Excalibur
I'm sorry.
on AEW. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're good.
No. This is what I guess this is what Greg was talking about. The digital renders.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I was wrong. That is not the Viper I was thinking about. Yeah. That's not the one I was thinking about. So the comment I made earlier, please disregard. That's not the one I thought that I was talking about, where it looked like a Python patrol.
I mean, it's nice. I don't need another Viper. I'm good. I'm good on this.
They were so hard to find the original versions originally.
Yeah.
And obviously now it's like, okay, do what you got to do.
Yeah, the grunt is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't mind the grunt. Because, I mean, you need grunts for G.I. Joes.
Yeah, looks cool. A lot of accessories with them. Not bad.
A nut taser. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
I was going to say, in the words of the great Excalibur of AEW, you've got to give the people what they want, Dante. So this is where I'm going to peace out and let you spoil the hell out of the Flash, so my little innocent ears go into it unblemished, so I can give an honest reaction and review when it comes out. So I will bid you adieu at this point, sir. We will miss you tomorrow at the show. You'll be there in spirit, of course.
Yes.
And if there's anything you're looking for, feel free to hit me up, and I'll keep my eyes open for it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, anytime, my good friend. And give my best to the lovely wife as well.
I definitely will. Thank you.
You got it, man. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you tomorrow at New Jersey Toy Con.
All right. So if you're still here, I'll say this. If you don't want to hear spoilers for Flash, leave now. If you want to hear spoilers for Flash, stay and listen. So I give everybody a few minutes. If you want to dip out and not hear it, I understand. I don't want to mess up the movie for you. But no, he does not say it's morbid time, Don. All right, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you're still here, you want to hear spoilers for Flash. So basically, it starts out with, Barry just being Barry. He's with his day. He's his day job, and Ben Affleck's still Batman at this time. So Alfred's actually in the movie itself. He's telling the Flash what to do. Like, he's like, hey, this hospital's crumbling. Can you help out? And Batman's over there chasing down these criminals who stole something. And they get to the so Flash saves everybody. It's kind of like in slow motion, but he's like he hasn't eaten anything. He's sitting there like, I need to eat something so I can keep up my speed. He sees a vending machine falling from the hospital. He breaks into it, eats something, and now he builds up his calories. So he has his calories again, so he can. I should say calories. I forget what it is. His metabolism. Sorry, because his metabolism back up, and then he goes start saving all these babies that are falling out of the maternity ward. Saves them, saves the nurse, saves the therapy dog that's there, and then Batman gets the guys that he's chasing after, but he's about to fall off the bridge. And guess who shows up? Wonder Woman shows up. So she's actually in the movie as well, too. So the parole's Gary come up for Barry's dad, and he's like, he thought he got new evidence from the video from when his dad went to the store to pick up the tomato can for his mom, but he never looks up, so they never see his face. So that really doesn't work out for his parole, so his dad stays in jail. Then, like, he figures out that he goes fast enough that he sees he can go back, and he sees he can go back in time. He talks to Bruce about it, and he's like, look, he's like, it's not something you want to do, because of the butterfly effect, and it's something that you just don't want to do. You mess up, you don't know what you can mess up. So once he talks to him, he does it again. He goes back in time, goes back to where his mom forgot, like in the store, and forgets the tomato can. That's the whole thing. That's how she got killed, because the dad wasn't home, and we don't know who killed her. We don't know what happened. They never give you any story of like how she got stabbed or how she died. Like, they just show her with a knife in her chest, and that's it. So we don't know who killed her. He goes back in time, stops time enough where he puts the tomato can in her cart, and then he starts going back to the present, but something pulls him out of the time loop at the Speed Force, I should say. Pulls him out of the Speed Force, and he's stuck where he's 18-year-old, and he's moved out. So he's at home. He sees his mom is still alive now. He's happy, and he sees his 18-year-old self coming up to the house, goes outside, and has to stop his 18-year-old self from coming in the house. His 18-year-old self is annoying as I don't know what, but explains like how he gets, like, he has superpowers, he's a hero, and all this other stuff. So he's like, the day that he's there seeing his 18-year-old self and he's supposed to have a date with Iris is the day he's supposed to get his powers. So he takes him to the lab where he's supposed to get struck by lightning. When he gets struck by lightning, it goes to the current timeline Barry into 18-year-old. It goes to Barry, who's stuck in the past, through 18-year-old Barry. So that's how he loses his powers, his speed powers, his flash powers, to say. And now 18-year-old Barry has the flash powers, and he's going through doing stuff like, because he's all new and he's like all goofy and stuff about it. So he's like he's like, look, and then they see Zod has now started invading. And it was weird because they did a flashback like saying he was there when Zod invaded, when Zod invaded Earth, and Superman was about to find him. He was there. He's like, he just got his powers not too long after before that happened. And he's like, he tried to help people, but he couldn't save somebody, so he kind of stayed back. He saved one kid, and then that was it. Then he's like, we have the Justice League. We got to find everybody who's on Justice League. Cyborg, still a football player. He never becomes Cyborg. There's no Wonder Woman. There is a Superman, but they need first he finds Batman. And he's like, okay. They find Bruce. He's old. Like, Michael Keaton shows up with like this beard and long gray hair, and he starts whooping like I wouldn't say like it wasn't the Flash has no powers, so I'll just call him current Flash. He starts beating the taste out of him, while 18-year-old Barry is like just dodging everything, just like And so once that's done, they figure out what's going on. Bruce Sister explains to him, he's like, you can't go messing with time, like, because it's like he drops like spaghetti in a bowl and starts explaining like time's not linear. It's like it crosses over to other things. It's just like you don't make a divergent path. He's like, it can cross over into other paths. So he kind of goes through explanation, and Bruce is like, and then Barry's like, will you help us? He's like, no. He's like, I'm done. No. So basically Gotham is like crime free at this point in time. So there's no crime going on in Gotham. So there's no need for Batman. Everybody knows of Batman, but there's no need for him. So Barry goes down to the Batcave, turns everything on, starts looking for Superman. Can't find him. So he knows Bruce is watching and asks for his help. So Michael Keaton, Batman, comes down, starts helping him, gets dressed up in a bat suit. He's like, here. He's like, I found him in like a Soviet Ukraine. He's like over in, I forget, was it like Russia or I forget what it's called. But Superman's locked up. So they find Superman, but it's not Superman, it's Supergirl, which we all know. It's played by Sasha Kelly. Uh, they find her, then they break her out, and like when they show her, like she hasn't been like the sun hasn't been hitting her body, like she hasn't been hitting rays. The sun rays haven't been hitting her body. Then they take her out, they get her out, and she hits us like the sun starts. She starts absorbing the sun, and she starts taking down everybody, and then pass out. They take her back to Bruce's house. She starts absorbing the sun a little bit more, and they're asking her like to kind of like help, with the fight against Zod. So she goes and sees like the army fighting Zod, and she's like, "This is not the way." So while she's doing that, Depowered Barry is trying to get his flash powers back. So Bruce is helping him. He's got him all. He's tied to a chair, like locked in a chair, and is trying to get his flash powers with the lightning back. So he gets zapped with the lightning, and it doesn't seem like it worked. And they try to do it again. He's like, "Do it one more time," and he can't because they're out of juice. But then that's when Supergirl comes back, takes him up to the sky, and he gets hit with lightning, and that's how he gets his flash powers back. 18-year-old Barry uses an old bat suit. That's when you see the old bat suit come into play, because 18-year-old Barry is wearing the bat suit that he painted like the Flash colors. At that point, they go into battle against. Oh no, sorry, got this point. So he does say the line. Mike Keaton does say the line. He said, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Everybody goes crazy. Everybody went crazy when they first see him in the Batman suit. So they go fight him. They're in the Batwing. The Batmobile is never used throughout the movie. I'll just let you know. You never see you only see the Batmobile just sitting there. The Batwing is the most that you'll see out of vehicles for Batman. They get dropped into the fight. They're helping the army try to defeat the Kryptonians. But then everybody starts falling. Like you'll see, like first Supergirl dies. She gets killed by Zod. Then Batman dies. And they were like, well, 18-year-old Bear's like, well, why don't we just go back in time before they die and see if we can stop them from dying. So they do that one time. And then they die in different ways. They keep replaying time and they keep dying in different ways until I want to say present Barry, when he got his flash powers back. It's not present Barry, I shouldn't say. 18-year-old Barry keeps going back in time. Just keeps going back in time, and you see him getting stuck with like all different kind of metal pieces from Kryptonian parts. Like you see just like Kryptonian pieces stuck in his body and arm, and the current time, the older Barry's like, "Oh, you gotta stop this! You gotta stop! Like you're messing up! You're messing up time." And that's when you see like this purple light come out of nowhere, and it's 18-year-old Barry but older, saying he's been stuck in this time like because he's been trying to fix everything for so long. And then you see like this is where the CGI I said was bad, like because it shows like everything, like the time that he's missing, like he's trying to go back to, so it shows that CGI. But then you see other timelines breaking through there from different worlds. So this is where your Elseworlds comes in. You see like one timeline that's in a circle, and it has Christopher Reeve and Supergirl together, CGI'd. Then you have another timeline. You see Adam West's Batman. You have another timeline where you see Nicolas Cage as Superman. I said that right. Nicolas Cage is Superman. For when that movie was supposed to happen, they show him. They show George Reeves' Superman timeline. So you see these like other timelines converging into his and messing up. Like he's just messing with time. So 18-year-old Barry like, yeah, Nicolas Cage. 18-year-old Barry understands, like, now he's like, he's messing with time so much that he becomes obsessed with it. And then before, like, his older self, who's been stuck in, like, I guess you want to call him Black Flash. That's technically call him. Before he tries to stab President Barry, 18-year-old Barry stops him and sacrifices himself. So when he dies, Black Flash dies. So now Barry's going back in time to when he put the can of tomatoes back into his mom's cart. He waits till he sees himself do it. Then he goes and takes out. He stops. He lets time resume, and he goes up to his mom because he misses her so much. So he kind of talks to her. He doesn't let her know that it's him, and he stops time, puts the tomato can back, but has a kind of like a way to say to kind of save his dad, but you don't see it at that point in time. You don't know until later on. So it goes back to his timeline after he fixes everything. Everything seems cool. Everything seems fine. His dad, is still in jail. But now they have the evidence from Wayne, because the evidence from the camera, because it's been cleaned up. And thanks to Wayne Tech, they can see his dad was at the store when the time that his mom was murdered. So his dad's free. Then he finally goes on a date with Iris. He hasn't asked her out. And then Bruce calls him on. He's like, hey, Bruce, like, it's crazy. Like, everything's going wild. He's like, yeah. He's like, I heard that your dad's free. He's like, yeah. And he's like, where are you? He's like, I'm pulling up now to the courthouse. Everybody's looking like, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne. It's Bruce Wayne. And out of the car, you see the car door open, and then you see Bruce Wayne step out, and it's freaking George Clooney. Now his time, Batman is George Clooney. It's a George Clooney Batman. At that point, everybody went nuts in the movie theater. They were like, ah! Then the movie ended, and there was only one end credit scene. It was him and Aquaman, and Aquaman was just drunk off his ass. That's basically the best way I could put it. And he was like, Barry was explaining to him, like, yeah, there's no Aquaman. It was kind of like Aquaman, but it was all this, like, he's explaining like the different time, like who was still alive and who was around, who wasn't around. Oh, that was the funny part. I'm sorry, I did forget that. He did try to find Aquaman, but there was no Aquaman. His dad, he's like, his dad didn't marry like the mermaid. What's her name? Forget her name, from Atlantis. So that never happened. So that's the movie in a nutshell. That's what happened. So you had Nicolas Cage, Superman in it. You had CGI. I'm telling you, most, like, during that last part, it was heavily CGI'd. Heavy CGI. They made not reference to George Reeves, Christopher Reeve, and I forget the actress who plays Supergirl in the movie at that time, and in the 80s. But they had hers like there next to Christopher Reeve Superman. They made nods to Adam West, Batman. Those were the ones that they mostly showed, but they did show other worlds, but you don't know, like, you couldn't tell like who was on it in those else worlds. And then George Clooney showing up as Batman at the end of the movie. As Bruce Wayne at the end of the movie. But yeah, that's why I said it was just entertaining. I think most people, if they knew this was in the movie, they would probably go see it. They were like, yo, I gotta see this. Because like the big thing about it was, like, we all remember at the time, like the big hoopla story was when Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. And he's like in that scene, he's like fighting a giant spider. He's using his laser eyes and all that. And you see like the long hair. He has long Nicolas Cage hair. It's wild. But then you see like Christopher Reeve standing on a building, and then you see Supergirl fly up, and they see, like, because they're looking at the worlds colliding together, like these timelines and worlds coming together. And it's almost like basically like Infinite Crisis, where they're just seeing like everything like mismatching together. And then once 18-year-old Barry dies, and that's when the Black Flash disappears, everything starts kind of going back to where it was, and then he goes back and fixes everything. So yeah, that's the movie. Tom says, does he bobble his head? You know what? It was short and quick. He wasn't in there for like George Clooney was on there for a hot second. So that's the Flash. So if you want to see it, great. If not, I understand. But yeah, that's the Flash in a nutshell. Pokey says that's just too much. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't know. What if I try to describe it as best as I could to everyone. So that's the movie. That is the movie. That's what I say is like a matinee, or like wait for like HBO Max to watch. So when you watch it, don't be surprised. Yeah, that's see Mark. Pookie says, "I'll wait till it comes out on demand or something." Johnny, thank you for the super chat. He says he gave us what we asked. Thank you. You're welcome. What's going on, Kevin? I just got finished explaining the DC Flash movie. I seen it on Monday. So hopefully you skipped all that, and then if you want to see it. Tim didn't want to hear it. He wanted to be spoiler free. He wanted to go and see it. So he dipped out. But yeah, that's the Flash movie in a nutshell. Yeah, that's what I said. If you remember what Laserpants said who his favorite Batman was, that's why I said it. So, all right, it's 9:59. I'm gonna go ahead and end the show. But I will see you all next week. I hope you all stay safe. Have a good time. If you're going to the ToyCon show tomorrow, I hope you enjoy yourself. Have a good weekend. I hope happy huntings to you if you're looking for anything out there. Other than that is all I got. I will see you all next week. Goon Squad, be safe.